Hey everyone, welcome back in the Dom Time. Talking about three big scandals, AP, Benghazi, and IRS, or are they really? Are Republicans overplaying this already? We have a week off now before Congress comes back, and then you have the summer. We saw the president and Governor Christie today getting along smashingly and talking about reviving the Jersey Shore. So is this more just a tempest in the teapot and not a whole lot there, at least on two of them? The IRS, that's the one I think it has people most concerned. Let's go to the callers. Asa in Philadelphia. Asa, welcome to Dom Time. Asa, are you there? All righty, 866-472-8868, 866-472-8868. Over the weekend, Bob Dole was on with Chris Wallace on Fox News Channel. Bob Dole's about 90 today. Would be considered in the past Republican candidate for president, a moderate Republican. And Dr. Seth, he said he doesn't recognize the Republican Party today. Guys like you and all these young Republicans, you seem like a radical crazy here. The Ted Cruz types, the Marco Rubio types. He said that Richard Nixon couldn't get elected today and Ronald Reagan couldn't get the Republican nomination today. And this ties into the scandals with the overreach, the saliva. We lost the election, so let's get the president.
I think I have to disagree, of course. I think Ronald Reagan would be nominated and elected president if he ran today. I think, we're 20 years past the time when Bob Dole ran, and I supported Bob Dole. I worked for Bob Dole as a 16-year-old, so believe me, he was the standard bearer for our party back then. But issues have changed over time, and different things have become important to people. So,
Det, do you see this as Dole's right? And guys like this, they just don't want to win elections. They're radicals.
I think he is right. And I can
I
say
thought you
this.
would.
Well,
Yeah.
of course. And I can say this because I am a former Republican. I'm someone who saw this party lose this vision.
Right.
I was young when I was young. I was inspired by Reagan. I was inspired of what that meant to the country. And when you look when the rubber meets the road, that's not the agenda being delivered. And right now, what Dole has said that they need to retool, they need to focus on a vision for the country. The vision for the country isn't just a government that's too small to succeed. The vision needs to be something more substantial. When you look at the opportunities of this country and how we're denying the next generation those same opportunities, we have to work and turn that around. And that's something for me is that I got older and thinking about that, about what this means to employees, what this means to my own children, the opportunities they have. I want them to have the same chances I did. And I look at the Republican message, and I don't see those elements in that message.
All right, let's go to another caller. Kristen in Doylestown. Kristen, you're in on Dom Time. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, good evening. Thank
Hi.
you for taking my question.
You are welcome.
I wanted to say I agree with Dr. Seth that the physician and patient confidentiality relationship is a private thing, and there's many decisions that should be left up to the physician and the patient. That's why I, too, went to medical school. And I disagree with Mr. Anson. He doesn't seem to understand that there already is a uniform set of codes. They're called the ICD-9 codes. They're diagnosis codes. And they're CPT codes, procedure codes. So that already exists, and we're required to use them now. But I'm concerned that how can we prevent any further IRS involvement into private patient health information?
All right, let him answer. Det, you can answer. Go right ahead.
And I think for political purposes, the role of the IRS and the ACA is being extended. I think there's an opportunity here. We weren't hearing about this IRS discussion before the scandal. This is something that's being driven now by the scandal, that this is a political opportunity, and now suddenly the IRS mixing with the ACA is something that's completely verboten. The IRS still is more popular with the American people than Congress. It dropped from 40% to 24%. That's still better than Congress.
Yeah, but I would say this. As
the
bad,
IRS is popular.
More popular.
I
As
don't
bad
think
as
so.
Congress is, these guys we've seen right now, and the consequence of this is that the average reasonable American is going, oh my God, there but for the grace of God go I, that these people with this ultimate power could be targeting me.
The IRS have been people of ultimate power. I think when you look at healthcare, though, what we got out of the healthcare reform is not something that empowers the IRS to make all your healthcare decisions.
All right, let's go to Jackie in Philadelphia. Jackie, welcome to Dom Time.
Hi, my question is for Mr. Anson. Earlier he said in the show that if the IRS did anything inappropriate, they would be accountable for it. Well, in all these scandals, with the Benghazi scandal, the changing of the talking points, the woman who did that, not only did she cover up, but she just got moved up the ranks in the State Department. So what is this? Move up, cover up, move up. IRS, same thing. And this IRS, they're targeting over 200 Tea Parties or patriotic groups all over the country, and it goes up to the highest echelons of the departments.
All right, Jackie, we got your question.
addition-
Stay there, Jackie. We got your comment. Go ahead, Dad.
I think there's a lot going on in there, and part of that is the amplification of having these scandals happening breaking within a couple weeks of one
Why do you think that is?
I know why.
Why do you think it is?
Because we're after the election time. And I don't know who did it. I'm not saying it was the president, but all of these scandals are breaking, even though information was known about it prior to the election last year.
Isn't it to really get over the finish line, whatever you have to, and I get that. It's about
I
winning.
missed the part where Benghazi was a secret. When we lost the lives last year when that
The
took
cover-up
place.
of it is a secret.
It was
cover
caused
up-
by a video, right? An
But
internet
no,
video?
but it actually was called an act of terrorism, was called that. We're all arguing about the framing that took place. And I read the emails myself, so I want to read the raw data, and clearly there was a lot of cavorting with that. But in the end, we're looking at that scandal. There's nothing hidden or surprising about Benghazi. It's a
No,
tragic
there's some
loss of American
unanswered
life.
questions.
We had, during the
Can I
Bush
ask the
administration, over 50 were killed. 50 Americans were killed in attacks on embassies. We did not see that politicization. We see the Benghazi politicization began not just about Barack Obama's election, but it began because of a fight about Hillary Clinton in 2016. And when I watched the hearing, I'm saying this is the 2016 fight playing out. This has precious little to do with American safety.
I don't know about 2016, but we have to have you guys back. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Still unresolved. A 2 to 3, maybe a 7 or 8 on the scandal. My turn coming up on Dom Time. Hey, we've just spent tonight's show talking about really consequential, big-time issues, the scandals, the Obama administration. But something happened out in Bucks County today that really, I think, is significant news. Guess what? The Neshaminy Teachers Union has joined the real world. After a 5-year struggle, as I understand it, the breaking news is they're going to pay, are you ready for it? Wait for it. Over the next few years, 16% at some point, building up to 16% of their health care cost. I know you may be paying 25, 30, 40, God knows whatever. Thank God for small miracles tonight. Neshaminy teachers, thank you for joining the rest of the world, the rest of the real world. Finally, that struggle is over, and maybe there'll be labor peace in Neshaminy out there in Langhorne. Thanks for joining us tonight. A whole lot more tomorrow night at 7 p.m. with Dom Giordano on Dom Time.